how did it all start, your private journey into the financial sector? Like, how did all of that come to be?
Yeah, great question. So when my wife and I got married, we were about $30,000 in debt, and I was making less than minimum wage at the time. So we were in a bit of a financial pickle. And so I thought to myself, I need to get us out of this hole that I got us into, because it was mostly my debt. And so I started reading some basic personal finance books to figure out how this whole money thing worked, and really kind of fell in love with it. I became very curious, and was very excited about the stuff that I was learning. And I was thinking to myself, hey, I want to, go into this more. And I had a friend who was a stockbroker. So I started talking to him about it, and he said, hey, look, if you're really interested in this stuff, you could get a job. I could help you get a job doing this. And I thought, what better way to learn about all this than from, inside the belly of the beast. So that's what I did. I got a job as a broker trainee. And for the next 5 years, worked as a stockbroker, did a bunch of different things, and all along the way, I've always I've continued to have this curiosity about how the financial system works, how the economy works, how money works, and so that was kind of the driving force behind the different roles that I took, trying to weave my way through the system. And it got to a point where I just was not. I was not finding the answers that I was expecting to find, and I was not finding answers that made sense. And so, I basically got to a point where I was like, you know what, if I want to be able to learn how this all works, I have to start, studying outside of just, what comes down the pipeline in my job. So I started reading books, like searching for podcasts, YouTube channels, and stuff like that. And I kind of stumbled into Austrian economics, and I think Peter Schiff was one of the original introductions that I had into that kind of field of thinking. And it just, it was completely different than anything that I had encountered from inside the industry, and kind of really opened my eyes. And it's basically, like, the way that I like to describe it is like Newtonian physics. It describes a lot of phenomena that we can observe, but it doesn't describe a lot of stuff once you start being able to observe stuff that happens out in the universe with telescopes. And Einsteinian physics, the theory of general relativity, explains everything that Newtonian physics explains, but just more so than that. And so it's, I kind of, when I stumbled onto Austrian economics, it kind of really opened my eyes, and it was just like, oh no, this actually makes more sense. It has more explanatory power and better predictive power about the way the financial system works than what I have experienced so far with the standard Keynesian economics. And so just started learning more about that on my own. And then it got to a point where I was like, you know what, based on what I know now about how everything actually works and what I'm doing for a career, what I'm selling people, it was starting to not align. And I was like, you know what, I just don't feel like I can do this for much longer. And so I decided to quit. I started Heresy Financial, and my only goal was to teach people about how money really works at that point. And so I started my YouTube channel. I started a podcast. I self-published some books. I did some consulting, and my YouTube channel is the first thing that kind of took off. And so for the last 3 years now, I've been focusing on growing that, always with the, kind of the goal, the vision of teaching as many people as possible about how money really works, the financial system, the economy, that economic machine. And so that's how I got to where we are today.
If you like this clip, watch another one. And if you want to see the whole interview, click here.